to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You and CW Crates and Pallets. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Well, welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams. Hope you're having a good day. It's Wednesday. What is the date today? 10th. The 10th. Okay. All right. I have people coaching me here. Some great topics today, great guests today. Tammy Mason from the Independent Brokers and one of our sponsors of the Pulse from Homes for You. Just a little plug in there, right? Okay. And then Chris Johnston from the Spokane Sheriff's Office. And we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? Active shooters. Interesting program. We'll talk about that. Marty Petrilli from Menchie on Newport Highway is here. He didn't bring any samples, but he brought some coupons. Maybe we'll give some of those away. We'll have Wendi Eva from BreathingRooms, and she is the organizer of organizers, meaning she'll come into your home, she'll come into your business, and get you organized. So people like me that have the bottom drawer that we just put things in because we don't want to have to file them, she's going to organize us, okay? And then Mark Richard, who is the CEO of the Downtown Spokane Partnership, is here to talk about all the great things going on in downtown Spokane. Weather next on the Pulse of Spokane.
Good afternoon, Spokane. Today we have some rain coming down with a high of 57 degrees. It will be in the 50s and somewhat rainy as we progress through the weekend. During nighttime, we are going to see the temperatures drop down a little to the high 30s with some overnight rain throughout the weekend as well. Some rain over in Coeur d'Alene today with a high of 52 and a low of 35, and also some rain in the valley with a high of 55 and a low of 36.
The following is sponsored by our friends and community supporters at McNeese Wheeler Attorneys. McNeese Wheeler is a boutique law firm in Spokane, handling matters in both Washington and Idaho. Areas of law include business law, wills, trusts and estates, family law, personal injury and wrongful death, and real estate matters. For your full-service legal needs, contact McNeese Wheeler Attorneys.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in second grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Well, welcome back. Tammy Mason with the Independent Brokers here in Spokane, and you are co-president of the board, right?
Yeah, I've
that
been
means
on
two
there a
of you.
while. There's two of us.
They can't get rid of you, or what?
No, they keep trying. They keep trying, but
yeah.
I just keep hanging in there halfway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I want to publicly thank you because you've been a sponsor of what we've been doing here at Spokane Talks for the 4 years that we've been on, and you took a chance with us, and you're still doing it.
Yep.
We'll have you mentally examined later. Okay.
Probably a good idea. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, we appreciate that very much, and Chris Johnston. With the Spokane Sheriff's Office. And what do you do? What's your primary responsibility?
So I'm assigned to the crime prevention unit.
Okay.
My responsibilities are varied. It's actually a pretty long list, but essentially it's my job to kind of pay attention to crime trends and make sure that I'm taking steps to stay in front, at least keep up with, if not get in front of those. I also do a lot of helping neighborhoods that have issues with nuisance properties or things of that nature. I do good old-fashioned patrol work and police work.
Okay.
And I do a ton of public education and instruction as well.
Well,
So
that's
lot
a
of
good
different
segue into what we're talking about, because the independent brokers have taken on the responsibility of providing something that I think is really essential for our community. Tammy, talk about what is that, and then we'll talk specifics about what you plan to do there, Chris. But Tammy?
Well, we've been blessed to have Chris out and do presentations for us several times. The
Okay.
last time he was out, he mentioned the fact that he does an active shooter class.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, I've been born and raised here in Spokane. And there's a part of me that goes, no, we can't need that in Spokane.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you want to
Yeah.
kind of stick your head in the sand. And for a long time, I thought, no, I'd hear stuff like that. And I thought, no. And now, you know, you look at just around us what happens, and people go, even some of the people I've approached about this, because the independent brokers of Spokane, we're real estate agents, we're local. I mean, we are all locally
Independently owned.
Independently owned.
Right.
And we love helping the community, and we're like, once we heard him talk about this, it's like, this is something we need to do not just for us and our families,
Right.
but open to the community.
Right.
So we wanted to get the word out there because it's open to the community. It's coming up on April 24th. It's from 6:30 to 8 at Center Place.
Okay.
You can register on Eventbrite. But we wanted to do it because a lot of us realize that we can't stick our heads in the sand anymore. You have to realize
No.
that these things are happening. Whether you go to school, you go to church, you go shopping, you go to a movie, doesn't matter.
Well,
I've
we
got my
have
grandkids
we
coming,
have had some
you know?
things going on at Lewis and Clark and other things in the
Yeah.
past, and maybe not the crisis, if you will, in terms of the bloodbath and so forth that we've seen across the country.
We don't
But we're
want that.
taking steps toward that.
Yeah.
In terms of that could be a possibility, Chris.
Let's not forget what happened at Freeman here
Yes,
just
exactly.
a
Yes.
couple of
That's
years
our
ago.
bad
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
and
very real.
I've got 2 grandkids going there now.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
So we thought it would be a good thing to bring out, open to the community. Chris offered to do it. So
And
he's
this is
willing
very
do
expensive
it.
to attend, right?
Oh, yeah, it's free. Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
really expensive. Yeah,
Okay,
you have
yeah.
to register on Eventbrite.
Yes.
But yes, it's free, and that's why we wanted to do that. And
Who should be attending?
anyone, you say over 12, right? Isn't it just based about
You know,
anyone over
me
12?
personally, I feel like, children who can grasp the information and
Okay.
retain it
Yeah.
and use it, whatever, you know.
So there might be an 11-year or 12-year-old who really understands and is on top of things.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. I think it's a little bit much for any children that are younger than that. But
Okay, yeah.
teenage kids
Yeah.
on up to, you know, however long you hope to live. And I think that the more people that can hear what it is we're sharing, the more they can spread my message.
Yes.
So that's kind of how I approach it when I do the education part. I tell people, I encourage people, listen to what I'm telling you and share it with everybody.
Yes. Okay. So if I attend, I'm going to get some
And of
information.
course you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll get information that's good for my family and friends and neighbors as well. But they really should be attending probably at some point the full class. And you
Absolutely.
do that often, right?
Yeah. This particular training is probably the one I get the most requests for.
Okay.
Due to the climate, due to what people are
Yeah.
seeing and what they're experiencing.
Well, the more prepared we are, the better chance we have in whatever the situation is. And I think of simple things that we do every day, including coming to an intersection and looking both ways, even though you have the green light.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's being prepared. This is on a much bigger scale and probably won't happen as often as the guy or the gal that runs the red light. Yeah. But if we're prepared and we know what to do, what are some of the things that people can expect to hear from you?
You just touched on right kind of where I start the presentation, which is what is
Well,
our
then
mindset?
that's it. We don't need to- no.
What is how do we get to a place where a survival mindset benefits us? And it's understanding that if we are prepared or taking steps to be prepared, we're not being paranoid. We're not trying to put ourselves in a place where we should be afraid to leave the house or afraid to go to work. The contrary is true. The opposite is true. If we are prepared, then we know how we can deal with this if it should happen.
Okay.
And the only way to get prepared is to get the information. And I try to be that vein. I try to be the person that gets the information to as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So starting with that survival mindset, if you will, and how that benefits us, and sort of moving down a very simple list of tactics, and the key word is simple.
Yes,
nothing complicated.
Right.
What we're delivering.
So you can recall it as
Absolutely.
you need it. I mean, that's what's really important, right?
Yes, and under that tremendous stress that you're going to
Yes,
be under,
yes.
There's no way to discount that. You're going to be under stress. You're going to be scared. So simple is good
Yes.
all the time. It's really good under stress.
Okay.
And I give you the guidelines, and then I'm equipping you with the decision-making tools.
Okay.
So that when you find yourself in that situation, you can get to where you need to go.
You might have some options and so forth,
absolutely.
and maybe help other people get those options and so forth.
Yes.
I got to ask one question. What's the primary question that you always get asked? Because I'm sure you have a question and answer period.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So I would say what people do a lot is they'll think of a specific question.
Okay.
And they'll say, what if I am here? Or what if I am there? Or what if...
Okay.
And I answer that question the same all the time. Think about what I just told you.
Yes.
And you can find your own answer.
Okay.
These situations are all very dynamic, and they begin and end pretty rapidly.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
so people need to be able to get to that information on their own in that
right,
time.
Right.
And so they're all going to it's going to be chaotic, and they will all unfold in a different way.
But take it easy and think about the options and so forth, and be the one that has their mind organized and thoughtful about that, and you'll have a much better chance of surviving.
Definitely.
Maybe those with you will have a chance to survive too.
And the options I give, I very specifically mention in order. So
Okay.
you have a starting point.
Okay.
This is my very first.
And you might not get through it all, but get the first one or two or three, right?
You may actually not be able to use the first one and have to jump right to the second one.
Yeah.
Or you may jump right from the first one to the last one,
Okay.
depending. But that's sort of the direction that I take it.
Fun.
And that way
That's
people
good.
can do that for themselves.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to see you make a presentation at a lunch meeting tomorrow, so we'll get a little bit more on that, right?
I think we're doing some personal safety. Isn't that the one we're doing tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
I believe that's what we have on.
Okay.
You should enjoy that. It's a lot of fun,
Okay.
very interactive. But it's the same premise. It's the idea that we need to take accountability for our own there in that moment.
Yes.
And not expect someone to come save us.
Tammy, I'm going to, as we close this little section, I'm going to ask you to remind people how they can sign up and when this is, okay?
You can go out to the Independent Brokers of Spokane on Facebook.
Okay.
Link in, and there's an Eventbrite. You can go out to
Okay.
Eventbrite. You can, if you can't do that, if you've got email, you are welcome to email me, and I will send you the link.
Okay.
My email is D as in dog, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A as in Apple, S as in Sam, 5458@msn.com.
Okay.
Now it's kind of long. But anyway, or reach out to any independent brokers we
Right.
can. But
And
Homestead
again,
is
this
one of
is
them.
free. It's a community
free. We're
offering
doing it as
between
a
the
community.
sheriff's office and independent
Yeah,
brokers
we-
and so forth. And I hope you have a good turnout, because the more people that arrive that evening will be better prepared for our community, and more lives will be saved if something bad happens. Let's hope that
Absolutely.
we never have to use it. Okay.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. One day I'd like to talk to you about. You talk about people and their worrying about things and the pressure and so forth, but you must face that at times too. And I'd love to explore that sometime, because the job you
Every day
have.
we put the uniform on. we face that.
Absolutely, absolutely, and unfortunately today you've become a target.
That's unfortunately correct.
It's terrible, but I don't want to go there politically, but it is terrible. But thank you for what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Tammy, thank you, and the
Thank you.
independent brokers. Okay,
betcha. Happy
so
to do it.
if you need information, you can always email us at info@SpokaneTalksMedia.com, and we'll pass that information on
That'd
as
be
well.
perfect.
Okay,
We'll respond.
that's sometimes easier to find on our website or whatever. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
O'Brien Logistics would like to invite you to try our local and regional transportation services. With Sprinter vans, lift gates, hot shot flatbeds, and expedited services, our people are ready to step in and help with your transportation needs. Our services are 24/7, 365, and we are trained and prepared to handle air cargo and Canadian shipments. Give us a call at 208-305-2311 or visit our website at o'brienlogistics.net. That's OBRIEN logistics.net.
Well, welcome back to Spokane. I wanted to call Spokane Talks Live. We'd called the program that name for 2 years, and then a few months ago we changed it to the Pulse of Spokane, and I'm still using the old name at times. That's what happens when you're old, okay? You'll get there someday, okay? I'm pleased to have Marty Petrilli. Did I say it right?
You did.
Okay, and you have quite a history, but you're with Menchie's Newport Highway.
Yes.
And that is frozen yogurt, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, tell me, before you started that, you were doing other businesses and so forth, right?
For most of my adult life, I was a contract distributor for Pepperidge Farm cookies.
Okay,
so
yes.
I was the guy who got that product from the warehouse to the grocery stores.
Okay, all right.
And when I hit my mid-50s, I came to the realization that that business was probably killing me physically. It's up in the middle of the night, out in all kinds of weather.
Yeah.
So
not as much fun as you wanted to have. No.
No. Oh, it was good to me, but it became apparent that it was time for a change.
Yeah. So then what happened? How did you get from that to what you're doing now?
Well, my wife and I simply started praying for a solution, a change, something that would...
And frozen yogurt came out of
more
the
or less.
clouds? I love that.
Well, we stumbled on Menchie's online because one of our favorite pastimes is go to a movie and then stop across the street at a froyo shop.
Ah, okay.
And just observing that little business, it was a business model that I liked.
Okay.
Self-serve, it didn't require 15 or 20 employees in the place.
Right. Which is always hard because you try to base that on traffic that's going to come and you think you know it, and then something happens that you hadn't planned on, and now you have twice the customers and you have half the number of staff.
You bet.
Yeah. So the self-service kind of eliminates a lot of that, doesn't it?
To some extent.
Yeah. Not completely.
On a smaller scale, you still have to make sure you're properly staffed for your busy times, because it's surprising how much work there is in just keeping the products available for your guests to serve themselves. Okay. So, we stumbled on Menchie's. I just did an online search for frozen yogurt shops and found Menchie's, headquartered in L.A.
Okay.
And it quite simply is the sweetest and most quality-oriented froyo shop in the world. There are 540 locations worldwide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I discovered there were 30 of them on the other side of the state, I said, Spokane needs one.
Yes.
Now, I'm not one of those people who thinks Spokane has to emulate Seattle in every way. But
in a lot of ways, no.
Yeah. Exactly. But why not have the world's best froyo shop here in Spokane?
Okay.
And we've succeeded in bringing one here.
So when did you start this?
We opened in February of last year.
Oh, okay.
February 11th.
So slightly more than a year.
Yeah,
okay.
We made it through our first year.
Okay, and you're still there?
We're still there and growing like a weed.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm. How seasonal is a frozen yogurt store?
It's a seasonal business. Yeah. It's hard to say because.
But then you have your regulars who would
do
for nothing else, right? I mean, that's important to them.
Yeah, and one of the big differences between Menchie's and the other local froyo shops is that we offer a little more than just the cup of frozen yogurt and toppings.
Okay.
We make custom froyo cakes for all events.
Okay.
We will be offering catering.
Oh, okay.
We can have delivery. I'm also working on getting set up with Uber Eats and Grubhub for home delivery.
Okay.
So
welcome to the 21st century, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you have to kind of be there these days.
Right.
Yeah.
And Menchie's just launched their own app The headquarters, you can download our app on the, was it the Apple Store and Google Play.
Okay.
And when you do that, you get a $5 Menchie's reward instantly.
Okay.
And then you're entered into our reward program that gives you, we call it My Smileage.
I love it.
Because our mission statement is we make you smile.
Yes.
So our My Smileage reward program rewards you with a smile for every $1 you spend.
Okay.
And when you reach 50 smiles, you get another $5 reward at the store.
Okay. So. Okay. So now, what do you enjoy most about owning and running this store?
That's easy.
Okay.
The people.
Okay.
You know, and in fact, the reason I was so quick to get on board with Menchie's is their culture. The corporate culture has the same outlook. It's people first.
Okay.
Then place, then product.
Okay.
It's all about your guests.
Okay. Yes.
You make them smile. Yeah. You make them comfortable. You make them feel welcome, and then it's about, the place has to be clean and inviting.
Right.
And the product, of course, is important.
Yeah. But it's a lot of it is the experience, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our CEO is a student of the great world brands.
Okay.
And he is in the process, along with a great corporate staff and a bunch of really good franchisees, in the process of building a world-class brand from just one little froyo shop that started in L.A. back in 2005.
Wow. Okay, so now talk to me and to our viewers about where you're located, how people can find you, what days you're open, and those kinds of things, because we want people to come show up.
No, yeah, thank you. Well, we're open 7 days a week.
Okay.
12 noon till 10 p.m., except on Sundays we close an hour early at 9.
Okay.
But we're in the North Point Shopping Center, where Target and Best Buy.
Okay.
So if you went to the farthest north section of the shopping center, that's on the corner of Hawthorne.
Yes.
There's a Safeway store.
Yes.
And we're right there in that line between Safeway and Total Wine.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can get your wine and come next door for
yeah.
cover both areas, right?
There you go.
Right. Okay. Well, great. I think this is fun. I love seeing people start their businesses, whether it be a franchise or whether it be starting from scratch and so forth. And you obviously, I can tell by our phone conversation a couple months ago and by you today that you're enjoying this, and that shows.
It's not without its stresses.
Well, of course, everything
running
is.
Any business, I like to tell people I feel like a one-armed juggler with 15 running chainsaws in the air.
Chasing you, right?
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, Marty, thank you.
Thank
Congratulations on this, and we'll all come visit, okay?
Well, thank you very much.
Do we get an extra topping if we mention Spokane Talks
Absolutely.
or something? Okay. All right. Unrehearsed there. Okay. Marty, thank you very much. And best of luck to you, and we will be up to see you there.
I appreciate
We
that.
promise. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
To help you be safe, Washington state law requires you to call 811 2 full business days before you plan, for example, to dig, drill, plow, pull from, or pound anything into the ground. Be prepared to provide the operator with the correct address, cross street, and a description of your work. You must mark the dig area with white paint. The operator will inform you of the utilities notified of your impending excavation. Wait for all their marks. Be safe and dig with care.
The economy is getting stronger, banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here, and with Wendi Eva? Eva. I knew I was going to mess that up no matter which one I chose. Okay, breathing rooms. Yes. Let's take a breath here. And I introduced you as somebody who organizes us so that we can breathe right and not panic. Exactly. Is that kind of what you do?
Yep.
Explain what you do and why you started. Because there's a story there, isn't there?
There is a story there.
Yeah.
In 2017, I read Marie Kondo's book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up.
Okay.
And it's a very short book, but it was very inspirational and life-changing. You want to show that there? Anyways, I read it, and it began as a personal journey for me, just to not only declutter my physical environment, but also to kind of look at my commitments and even relationships that I felt like maybe were
not overbook any of that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And pare down, and then when friends started asking for help, I started doing that, and then it just morphed into a business eventually. So.
Now, how long have you been doing this as a business, formal
business?
Yes.
Since November of last year.
Okay, so it's pretty new, isn't it?
It is, very
new. So tell me some of the things that you do for somebody at home. What would that be like? How do you organize them and get their life organized a bit?
Right. Well, first, I always declutter because I feel like it's kind of a waste of your time to organize clutter.
Okay.
So you got to remove the clutter first.
Okay.
And then once the clutter is gone, we come up with systems, containers, labels.
Okay.
Sometimes built-in shelves, things like that.
Okay.
And then as a final step, kind of an optional step, is to beautify it and to style the space so it's pretty.
Okay. Are you having fun?
I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Okay.
I can't sleep the night before a really fun job. And
really?
Most of them are pretty fun.
And honestly, I'll ask the audience, for the audience to think about this, how many of you get to do a job that you really love?
I know.
And we know people who don't.
I know.
Okay? and you get to do that. Okay, so you brought some things here today. What did you bring?
Well, one of the things that I really try to impress upon clients is a couple easy little tips, and one of those is storing things vertically. And Marie Kondo actually kind of touted the idea of filing your clothes. She's got a method for folding T-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She folds T-shirts and she stores them upright. I always tell my clients.
Do you iron them first?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm a little less than that.
Okay.
I'm not quite there. But storing them upright allows you to see your entire selection.
Okay.
Whereas when you put them in piles in a drawer, you are hiding the majority of them.
Yeah.
So
for instance, the socks.
Socks, right. This is the drawer here for most. Maybe they've been bald.
I was going to say, did you stop by my house today?
But over here, we've got it filed so you can see how many pair of white are clean. You're not going to get stuck without a white pair because you can see your inventory.
And if I take the last one, I know I've taken the last one. Yes.
And you can see also the variety. You're not stuck digging for the ones you want.
Yeah.
And filing is not just for your clothing. This is my tea box.
Okay.
This one here was from IKEA, but you can get those at like World Market here in Spokane on the north side, and it's just nice to have everything vertical, decanted. That's a big thing in my world, is decanting your items. So
now, what does that mean?
Decanting means in wine, it's to pour it out, right?
Right.
But it just basically means to remove it from the commercial packaging and have it grab and go ready.
Okay. So I'm not getting into the box of tea and so forth, and each time and then leaving the box open, the top lid anyway, right? And it's what we do.
And then when you've got only 2 tea bags left,
you don't
got
know
a whole
that
box.
And you didn't know it until you.
That's true.
You asked the 2 friends that are with you.
True.
Would you like some tea? Oops, sorry.
It's gone. It saves a lot of space, though, too.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're not using a whole box to store 2 bags.
Okay. Yeah. So now what about for business?
For, like, small businesses?
Yes,
Working in small businesses?
Yes.
Well, I have worked a little bit with Spa Paradiso.
Okay.
I worked a little bit with Auntie's Bookstore.
Okay.
I've done actually more decor there than I have organizing.
Okay.
But yeah, I've helped them with some seasonal decor.
You didn't go into Auntie's Bookstore and redo all the books, did you?
No, not the books.
Okay.
Just their 20-foot Christmas tree.
Oh.
And that was plenty. That was a lot. And
that was fun,
yes.
wasn't it? Yes. So, okay. All right. So is your main focus homes or small businesses, or what is?
My main focus is homes.
Okay.
I love it because when you go in and you change somebody's physical space, it changes their life.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not uncommon for them to start losing weight or to, you know, have the courage to leave that job they hate and take on something better for them or better relationships with their kids.
Right.
It transforms everything.
Oh, fun. Well, I have to be honest with you. This last weekend, I went through my little office at home and organized things a little bit because I was just afraid that you might stop by or something and go, "Oh, poor Kent, this is beyond my."
I still might.
Yeah.
You never know.
How can people get in touch with you?
I am on Instagram.
Okay.
Breathing.rooms is my handle. I'm also on Facebook.
Okay.
The website will be coming.
Okay.
It's not up yet.
Okay.
But either of those, and online there's a site called Find My Organizer. I'm also on there.
Oh, okay. Great. All right. Well, best of luck to you as you continue to expand your business. I'm excited to hear that you just started in November and I've gotten this far. This is great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's so
okay.
fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Mark Richard talking about downtown Spokane right after this.
The following is sponsored by our friends and community supporters at McNeese Wheeler Attorneys. McNeese Wheeler is a boutique law firm in Spokane, handling matters in both Washington and Idaho. Areas of law include business law, wills, trusts and estates, family law, personal injury and wrongful death, and real estate matters. For your full-service legal needs, contact McNeese Wheeler Attorneys.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome back to the Pulse of Spokane. A friend of mine is here, Mark Richard. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Gosh, you've just bounced around town on all kinds of leadership roles. The county commissioner, now with Downtown Spokane Partnership. How many years is that?
Believe it or not, I'm in the middle of my 6th year at the Downtown Spokane Partnership.
Wow.
Yeah, time just soars when you're having a great time.
Yes, yes. A lot going on downtown, and we're into that part of the season because May, to me, is just when things blossom with the Lilac Parade and everything else going on, and Hoop Fest and Bloomsday and you name it. But what else is going on in downtown?
Gosh. Well, you know, a lot of folks maybe don't realize this, but before all of that happens, you know, we're out busy cleaning and scrubbing and polishing and planting plants and just having a great time, so that when they come down, it's a special place to be.
You know,
we've got
and I think I've said this before that
Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed with your cleaning crews out there.
Oh,
They're really working, and I try when I have the window down or I'm walking by to say thank you, because they really are working hard.
They really are.
Yeah,
They're just a special team, you know, to a person. Our clean team and our ambassadors are out.
Yes.
They're out, rain, snow, sleet,
Yes.
shine, whatever, and
Yes.
and they just have a smile on their face. I don't know how they do it. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah. So what else is going on in new businesses and so forth downtown?
Oh gosh, well we've got a handful of new businesses that have just opened up in the last quarter.
Oh, good.
We've got, if you haven't seen in the mainstream media, we've got this Ivan and Hunt, which is it's actually a couple of restaurants that are going to open up over
really?
225 West Riverside. So upstairs it's going to have like a vegetarian theme, and then downstairs, believe it or not, it's like a camper's camping theme. So
really?
I don't know what they're going to do, but it's like I'm envisioning like
They
roasted hot dogs
there.
and yes, totally, and marshmallows and I don't know what else, but so that's kind of fun.
That'd be fun.
Flat Stick, Flat Stick Pub is so this is a couple of guys that were from Spokane. They moved out of the area and they've now made a successful business, and they're coming back to open one of their branches here,
fun.
and it'll be in the main floor of the M building, so the old Macy's building.
Yes,
and it's essentially combined. It's kind of like an adult game, so you'll have mainly putting, putt, and then, but it'll be a brewery and pub house. It'll be family friendly during the day, and then it'll shift over to adults kind of during the evening, where you'll have just kind of fun where you could go out with the wife or a couple of guys and practice a little putting and have a beer and just have a good time. Yeah,
fun.
So that's going to open up, I think, around September.
Okay.
So they're working right now on that space.
Oh boy.
We've just got so many fun things. So the Watts building. So just this west end in downtown is just on fire right now. So with the city finishing up the CSO tank, which will be a new park, we've got
at the back end of KHQ, across the street,
right. So between what is that, Sprague and First?
Yes, it's
and
on
Adams.
as Neil Bowling would say, on Kent Adams Street.
Yes, Kent Adams Street. Right, exactly. I like that.
For 2 years, I got blamed for that. Okay.
So they're going to open the old garage. A lot of folks, went to Watts Garage.
Yes.
It's going to be a brewery, pub house, and then it's going to be a rooftop bar.
Okay.
Which we need more of in downtown Spokane. We have very few of them, and they're just
really.
So that bar will be, and the patio will be looking out over this brand new park.
Oh my gosh!
They're doing some apartments right across the street.
Yes.
So brand new housing project, as you probably have seen.
Yes.
As we're sitting 2 blocks from there right now.
I know.
And then kind of a fun one that I found. So the Otis Hotel right near there is being converted into that Indigo kind of boutique motel.
Okay.
But another fun one that, if you don't mind me saying, the actual name is Two Whiny Bitches.
Oh, okay.
So this is 2 women that have started this company, and I apologize to folks at home.
You're not making this
I'm
up.
not making it up. And it's a non-grape wine, and they're going to open up a fun little place on 107 South Madison. It's going to be right next to One Tree Cider.
Okay.
And we've just got a fun little eclectic group in there. If you recall, we've got we've got Whistle Punk beer. We've got the Heritage Bar.
It's funny that you know where all these bars and pubs are, isn't it? Yeah.
Scratch, Rain. I mean, all these awesome little bars and eateries in this west end of downtown.
Yes,
so
it's really coming along, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. Something's happening next week. There's a conundrum. Say it.
Conundrum.
Yes.
Yes. Easy.
I have to look at the word to say it right.
Yeah.
Couldn't you come up with an easier pronounced word?
Well, we figure if you can't pronounce it, you'll come to check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That works. You'll have a crowd there.
That's right. So every quarter, we started this winter. And what we're doing is we're really taking on some of the tough issues.
Yeah.
And in downtown Spokane. So in December, if you recall, ours was on homelessness.
Yes.
This time we're taking on parking. So we're fresh off of the city just completing its parking study. So folks can join us on April 16th from 4:30 to 6 in the Montville Event Center, again, over here in the West End.
Right.
On First Avenue. 4:30 to 6. We're going to have free hors d'oeuvres, and we're going to have a no-host bar. So we kind of make it casual.
Yes.
And we've got just a phenomenal panel.
You do have some good people coming.
Yeah. We want to talk about what's parking like. Why do we charge for parking? We're going to take on River Park Square. One of the things that's challenging to us is that if you look at our peer cities, most municipalities have multiple government-owned parking facilities, and they do that because it's so important to prime economic development.
Right.
We are an anomaly, and we're an anomaly because in 1999 we had this public-private partnership called River Park Square Garage that didn't go so well in some respects. Okay, there were some mistakes made.
Yeah.
But we feel
overall the whole thing.
Oh my gosh,
River Park Square was successful.
It has created billions of dollars of economic development.
Right.
As you have heard from Walton, Care, and Worthy, they would not have redone the
a number of others.
Hotel. Yes, I mean as an example, right? So we feel like we got to take that conversation on. Let's lay it out there. Let's talk about it. Let's peel off the Band-Aid and let's think about how we get beyond that moment in time, how we fix our mistakes, and how we prepare this city to really once again invest in municipal parking.
Right.
Like again, any city that you can think of, Seattle, Denver, Portland, Boise, even Fort Collins, the small town where my daughter goes to college, has 4 or 5 municipally owned parking facilities.
Right.
So
get with it,
Get
Spokane.
with it, Spokane. Right,
Yeah.
right. So come check that out. Yeah. So it'll be a good event, I think. Good time to ask some tough questions.
And by the way, we will be there to record the program,
great.
and so then your folks can put it up on your website and Facebook and all that. So if you can't attend, because we do have conflicts, a lot of us, then they can see the conversation that goes on that afternoon, evening.
Thank
so
you
that's
for doing
good.
that.
Yeah.
You guys are a great partner.
Spring clean time?
Yeah, so every spring we give folks that are in Spokane an opportunity to come down, roll up your sleeves, and what we call get dirty for downtown. And so from April 22nd to 26th, we've got a whole host of programmed events you can come down and get involved with, cleaning sidewalks, removing graffiti, painting up murals, planting plants, those kinds of things. So a really exciting kind of it. So your last guest talked about spring cleaning, and this is how the community can get invested in their downtown.
So if we come with cameras, will you be out there spring cleaning?
Will. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
Because I did see a still picture of you riding the green, the
lime scooter.
The lime.
Which by the way will be back on May 15th.
I was going to ask when that was happening. Yeah,
May 15th. May 13th.
How did you get a preview?
It wasn't a preview. This is
from last year.
So we had them last year, and I rode them all over.
Did you?
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm born and raised here, as you recall. Love my downtown.
Yeah.
I try to practice what I preach, and those scooters are fantastic. I mean, I could zip over here from my office in 2 minutes instead of the 7 minutes it takes me.
Well, Ryan McNeese, my business partner and co-owner here of Spokane Talks, is at 221 West Main. When the
opposite side of downtown.
Yes, and that's what he took to come here to do his programs last summer. So
So we're really excited.
That's fun.
The city's putting out a bid. I kind of hope it's Lime because they did such a fabulous job. They're proposing 1,500 scooters will be in throughout the Spokane area.
Compared to last year, or what?
I think it was about 600.
Okay.
So they're going to take, at least they're not going to provide bikes.
Okay.
I think the city will contract for somebody to do
the
electric bikes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we're in conversations with them. They're testing out actually a shared automobile in the Seattle market.
Yes.
And we think Spokane is getting that big where maybe we ought to think about that.
You know what surprised me? I thought when I first heard of this about a year or so ago, they're going to be people with sore ankles and everything else. Yeah. Everyone I've talked to said, and I've noticed it too, it went so much better than I had envisioned it.
Yeah.
And so let's hope for it again, right?
I think so. I think last year, as you recall, folks were uncertain, so a lot of people rode on the sidewalk.
Right.
That presented a challenge in confluence between that and the pedestrian. The city essentially adopted new policy that will require them to be on our streets, and so we're hopeful we're going to see. We have great bike lanes in downtown.
Yes.
We need more of them.
Yes.
We're actually talking to Lime about the prospect of even painting these bike lanes lime green.
Oh, fun!
But so get them out, dedicated bike lane, and have fun. I mean, I just ran into people all the time who were just, couples out on date night. I ran into a couple of women that were dressed. I don't know if they were apologize, I'm not meaning to offend anybody, but they were Amish or what, but full women in full like garb, dresses from neck to toe, flying down the street and smiles like you couldn't believe on their face.
Fun.
Yeah, so anyways, downtown's for everybody.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
What about the Stone Project?
Yeah, so we're really excited about this. Larry Stone from Scavco Company, he's really doing this out of his own pocket. So we're looking at, as you probably saw in the news a couple of weeks ago, not just 2 but 3 towers he's proposing now.
Wow.
It'll be so if people are familiar with Anthony's up on North Post, just north of City Hall,
where the old YW was.
Yes, the old YW. Right. So we're going to see probably 3 towers worth about $70 million apice. Okay, this is the investment.
Wait. 70?
Yes, 70.
Not 7, but 70. Right. Okay.
So high-rise, high-end apartments and condos, hotel, as well as like some commercial, some restaurant. And here's what's neat. Here's a guy been here, made his living here in Spokane.
Right.
He is intentionally making sure that he's building his trail system so that people can actually come through the property and access the river right through this property. So it's not an exclusive elitist kind of a thing, gated off. We're talking about him making. So if you actually have a disability, he's going to provide a dedicated parking space where you can pull in to their property and view the river.
Wow.
I mean, that's the kind of human being Larry Stone is, and so.
We've got a lot of the Larry Stones in Spokane, don't we?
Yeah, we
I mean, really, I'm so pleased. I was telling someone this morning that I've been here in Spokane 42 years, spent 30 years in Southern California, and this is home. And the one thing that I always have loved is the great people who will step up and take on projects, help others. I know in the startup of small businesses and so forth, you ask somebody, hey, can you come talk to me about starting up my business, and people will step up and do that. Yeah, we're a go-to town, aren't we?
Yeah, we really are. I think we have some people, I think that speaks to our quality of life.
Yeah.
I think when people are happier and their quality of life is good, they're kinder. And we have one of the kindest cities, I think, on the planet.
Now, there's something going on that was infused with some money just in the last few days, something about $53 million.
Yeah.
What is that about?
So a bit of a headline news story.
That's your new salary?
Right. A slight uptick.
You're buying dinner next time,
right?
okay?
Yeah, sure. So we at Spokane Transit Authority has been working for probably the better part of 6 or 7 years on this project called the Central City Line.
Right.
And Ken, it's going to be really neat. It actually fly right by this property here on First, I should say, so on our back door. So they just got the announcement from the federal government that the last leg of the funding has been set aside for them in federal funding, and so the state budget has to get approved. But right now, the couple of smaller amounts are in both the House and the Senate budget.
Okay.
And then, of course, the voters approved a ballot measure that included some of the funding.
Right.
So here's what we're going to have. We're going to have a dedicated kind of high frequency, what they call bus rapid transit, that's going to go from the community college clear over at Market in Mission.
Yes.
It'll come through the Logan neighborhood, through Gonzaga, through the U District.
I was going to say U District. Good.
Right through the heart of downtown, the shopping and the dining experience. Right past us through this new West End kind of phenomenon, all the way over to the why am I drawing a blank on the neighborhood over here to our west? The
Browns Addition.
Browns Addition. Thank you. Right.
Okay.
So we're talking about 10-minute frequency, great commuter route. It'll be kind of what I kind of call kind of a really contemporary, kind of a sexy looking vehicle. It's not your contemporary bus.
Okay.
It's going to be and it'll be an electric vehicle, so very environmentally conscious.
Okay, good.
And it's I think it's just going to create. When you think about people's opportunity to live along that route, and to get into downtown.
And if you're downtown or in some of these areas you've talked about, you'd like to not have to get in your car all the time.
Yes. Well, we know at Gonzaga, for instance, that the college actually pays for shuttle service to get the college students in downtown Spokane.
Okay.
And we know that the college students in our surveys indicate that they're frustrated. They'd like to have better access to the downtown. They like to be down here shopping, dining, having coffee, having a beer after school, if they're 21.
I was going to say.
And now they'll be able to take this bus rapid transit on a high frequency.
Good.
It's going to be exciting.
So when do we expect to see this? Next week?
Yeah, next week,
Yeah.
or
more likely
2022, 2023 by the time it's actually built.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'll take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow,
Lots
Mark.
going on.
No
Yeah.
kidding, no kidding.
We packed a lot in a few
And
minutes.
we've got some things coming up with Hello Downtown too, don't we?
Yes,
Some programs on our station to talk about what's going on. And I'm thinking those start next week. I'm hoping they start next week because we've shot a lot of it, right?
I think so. Yeah. Well, you have to ask Vinny what your schedule is. But, but the cool thing, we're obviously we love what you do. But I think the neat thing for us is we're with your help, we're interviewing some of our folks. You know, a lot of people don't realize this. Probably 85% of the businesses in downtown Spokane are small businesses.
Yes.
Just like the last two folks that you just had in here.
Right.
And they're carving out a living. They're doing incredible
Yes.
things. So we're going out to their space.
Yes.
And we're
yes.
and we're showcasing their dream and bringing all of your viewers inside and
that's
giving,
really what we try to focus on here is this small guy or gal who's, you know, hiring a couple people and they're worried about tomorrow's cash flow and everything else that goes on. And I mean, we worry about our cash flow.
That's
and
right.
So forth.
We all do.
We all do. Yes. And we want to help. Okay. Whether it be downtown or other places, but especially downtown because, and this way more people can be aware of, oh, next time I go down to see so-and-so, just half a block down is this new business that was featured and so forth.
Right.
So, you know, because let's face it, these small businesses don't have big marketing budgets.
That's right.
The big guys do.
Yep.
You know, so
and that's where yours and my partnership leans in, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is we can help. We put a few bucks towards this.
Yep.
You cut us a good deal. We go out and we
oh,
do this.
did we?
Yeah, exactly. It's a 10-year contract, right?
Yeah.
So we go out and we interview these folks for free, and then you're kind enough to share that through your electronic media.
Well, we're looking forward to launching here pretty quick in the next week or so. Mark, thank you
Thank
for
you.
all you
Oh
and
my
your
gosh,
staff and your board and everyone associated with Downtown Spokane Partnership does for our community because this is the heart of Spokane.
It
so
really
thank
is.
you.
Thank you for caring.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you here next Tuesday. We have some great folks coming in on Tuesday for the Pulse of Spokane. Have a great week, everybody.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You and CW Crates and Pallets. Ask Kent a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.